Worm, prepare yourself. Damn Saiyan.
There's only 3 ways that the Universe 6 Saiyans and their team's story could end. Either by deletion, they lose the tournament and get erased. By survival, they somehow win the tournament and survive, or something throughout the tournament allows them to live. Or merger. Their universe plus Universe 7 merge and fuse together to create one mega universe, essentially. And this can happen in many ways. I made a video about it a while back. I'm going to link that video in the description below so you guys can go ahead and check it out. Check out my thoughts on that. I really don't want to spend too much time on it. I want to focus more on survival. If their universe stayed the way it is now, through some way, shape, or form, I know the rules of the tournament. This is all hypothesis and theoreticals. What would happen to the Universe 6 Saiyans, the 3 ones that we know, Cabba, Kale, and Caulifla? Well, I'll give you what I want to happen to each and every one of them, but I'll give you exactly what pushes them forward to do this. So I think that if their universe stays the same, somehow Zeno decides, you know what, I'm not, you know, I'll let him live, or, you know, somebody wishes on the Super Dragonball something where their universe stays the same, and the tournament power ends. I think that Vados, and Champa are going to go ahead and take these Saiyans under their wing and bring them to Champa's planet, which I would assume is similar to the Gods of Destruction planet that we've seen now in the other universes, including our own universe, Universe 7. I think they'll bring them there, and they will be taught by Vados and trained by Vados the same way Whis is training Goku and Vegeta. I'm hoping that in the same aspect that Gohan enters the fray and becomes part of the Goku and Vegeta team of being trained in this other world, because then that would be 3v3, and that would be pretty badass. But the Universe 6 Saiyans have so much promise, so much potential in each and every one of them, that it's not crazy to assume that any training with Vados is going to yield high results for these characters. So let me go ahead and tell you exactly what I want for each of them, and I'll start with Cabba because he hasn't had much screen time, and this video was made after episode 101. Episode 102 has not come out yet, so I don't know what happens to Cabba throughout the rest of the tournament, but this is kind of what I would hope happened if their universe survived and they trained with Vados and Champa. Champa really doesn't need to be, he doesn't really need to train, you know. And some people would say that Beerus wanted a fighter to fight, and that's why Whis is training these guys. I think Whis is training these guys, Goku and Vegeta, because he sees massive potential in them, and his job is to bring all that potential out and eventually choose a god, help choose a god of destruction in case anything happens to Beerus. That's what I think, anyway. So even though Champa's lazier than Beerus, I think Vados is still, in that sort of same mentality. Plus, Champa's not really that lazy, seeing as how he went around both universes to collect all the Super Dragon Balls. So anyway, going back to Cabba. What I would really like to see with Cabba is I would really like to see him have a real good amount of balance throughout his training. I want him to be the most controlling of his ki and energy and all that stuff. And Vados sees this, so he is the first one that is picked to become Super Saiyan God. So there are tons of Saiyans in their universe, so finding good-hearted Saiyans, especially since these Saiyans are, essentially good-hearted, won't be that hard. So it's not far-fetched to believe that these Saiyans are going to, that they could give one of our 3 heroes here the power of Super Saiyan God, depending if that myth exists in that universe, but it seems like the universes kind of are very similar. So I think that he could become a Super Saiyan God. I would like to see him go into Super Saiyan Blue, but if he somehow pushes Super Saiyan God to newer heights, like say that's his trump card, that's as far as he goes, I would be happy with that, even though I would love to see him in Super Saiyan Blue at some point. And of course, with all this, before I get the thumbs down, like a million thumbs down, because people do not want to see these Universe 6 Saiyans become Super Saiyan Blues and stuff. They, at this point in time, if this story plays out the way I'm thinking it, they'd have to earn it. They would sure as hell have to earn this. We'd have to have at least a good half an arc focusing on these guys, their trials and tribulations, their blood, sweat, and tears to push themselves, like, so we can get invested in these guys. Because that's the thing that people really get turned off with these Saiyans, is that they just came out of nowhere and now they're advancing extremely fast. And I think that if they have a more realistic goal with Cabba, where he's only Super Saiyan God and he can't go really further than that because he's the slowest, he's essentially an everyman type of character, then that would be fine. Because Caulifla, I think, is more of a genius, and I would put Kale at what Caulifla's been saying all along, that she's a prodigy. That's why she has this ability, this Super Saiyan Berserker ability. So Cabba, I wouldn't mind becoming Super Saiyan Blue, but I think that it'd be pretty cool if he stayed Super Saiyan God for realistic factor or realistic value. Now we go to Caulifla. Now Caulifla is the one that has advanced extremely fast, and I don't know if that's just stating that female Saiyans move faster than male Saiyans. Before there were female Saiyans, I always thought like, oh, it'd be pretty cool if they could advance faster, but there's really nothing that's pushing that. It's more that Caulifla is a genius, that she catches things really fast, and she's a really good fighter. As opposed to Kale, who's a prodigy, she just inherently has that in her, that ability in her. So, quick shout out to Lich Coldheart from my Jiren versus a Frieza and Goku duo, a Frieza and Goku tag team. I'll put a link to that video also in the description below. Check it out. He states, Jiren shoots a beam at Frieza that causes Frieza to uncontrollably float in the air. Jiren clenches his fist, triggering a reaction that blows Frieza up from the inside out. Seeing Frieza's death, Goku explodes with anger, finally breaking his limit. Jiren's now fucked. Okay, so he's writing this as if it was like a fanfiction. There's some problems with it. I like the direction you're going with. It's artistic. I love it, and it's definitely poetic, as Frieza killed Krillin and made Goku go into that transformation, to Super Saiyan transformation, and now you're kind of mixing that with Jiren killing Frieza and then Goku. There's a couple problems. For one, when Frieza kills Krillin, Frieza has done so much bad shit and has killed his entire species, killed Vegeta right in front of him, committed so many atrocities, and is just such an evil guy. Plus, that killing his best friend is what triggered him to go into the Super Saiyan form. If Jiren killed Frieza in that way, not only is Frieza not Goku's best friend, and actually Frieza tried to kill Goku before this tournament started, Jiren is not a bad guy. He's just trying to defend his own universe. He's playing the game. Plus, if he did kill Frieza, he'd be out of the tournament. So Goku would go into the transformation for no reason, really, because Jiren would probably begin teleported right off that stage arena and be sent back to the bleachers, and that'd be it. So, love the way you're going with this. I would like to see more of this sort of artistic fan fiction sort of comments. They're interesting, but there's some flaws. Thanks again, though. Caulifla. What I would really love to see, and I made a whole video about this before. Actually, I'm going to link that video also to Super Saiyan 4 Caulifla. I would love to see the return of Super Saiyan 4. And I know people are being like, again, downvoting. Oh, GT sucks. GT whatever. We don't want GT in Super. Well, too bad. We've had GT in Super. We had a lot of GT's ideas in Super. So bringing back Super Saiyan 4 in some way, shape, or form and putting it in Dragon Ball Super is not that far-fetched, in my opinion. I think it could happen. And if they can really set the strength value of the Super Saiyan 4 at any real, sort of rate that they want, because they're creating basically this transformation from scratch. But of course, Caulifla which I think she's going to get this transformation in the tournament, she has to go Super Saiyan 3. She can't just pull Super Saiyan 4 out of her own ass. She has to go Super Saiyan 3. It'd be cool if it skips to her where she's already Super Saiyan 3 before Cabba becomes Super Saiyan God, and she's trying to push for a different transformation. Even though she was excited for Super Saiyan Blue, she wants to push the Super Saiyan levels higher and higher and higher. So she knows her Super Saiyan 3. We saw through the tournament she was excited for 2. She's excited for 3. She learned the big bulky Super Saiyan transformation, mid-transformation, all on her own, plus the Super Saiyan 2 transformation all on her own. So it's not that out of the stretch of imagination that she would be interested in the Super Saiyan, something past Super Saiyan 3. So Super Saiyan 4, if they brought it back, would be perfect for her, because it just would bring back such a beloved transformation that I think the majority of people really enjoyed, and it would bring such a new level to Super. And of course, you have a lot of people that would hate on it and would be like, hey, you know, this is all fan service, heavy fan service. Well, we've had fan service for a long time now with Dragon Ball Super, and you know what? I like it. You know, you're just gonna suck it up, live with it. Whatever decisions they made, whether they're positive, negative, you're gonna have to live with it at some point. They've made missteps before, they'll make missteps in the future, but they made great decisions before, and they'll make great decisions in the future. So Super Saiyan 4, I'm not gonna hate on it. I think that it's a great transformation. I love the design. I think Caulifla should get it. Now, with that said, if they don't go that route, if they do not give her Super Saiyan 4, if they say, hey, we're not doing that because, you know, we're not trying to bring GT into Dragon Ball Super like that heavy-handed, well, I think that she should go Super Saiyan Blue. I think that if she goes Super Saiyan God next after Cabba, I feel like Cabba should be kind of stuck at Super Saiyan God, trying to get the Super Saiyan Blue, but Caulifla instantaneously, like in the next like couple episodes or whatever, you know, she turns to Super Saiyan Blue because she's a genius and she understands it, and she's trying to learn how to push her power even higher, and then at some point that pushes her to try to find Goku, so Goku can teach her the Kaioken, which I'm pretty sure she's going to be witnessing in this. And then, you know, that I think the Kaioken and the Super Saiyan Blue transformation mixed together is what pushes that limit breaker, potential quote unquote limit breaker transformation for Goku. So maybe that's what she's kind of be aiming for. So I think that she should go definitely that route, the Goku mimicking route essentially. But if not, if they go Super Saiyan 4, I would love that. I would really love that. Kale. I know this video is getting a little long, but let me go into Kale. I think Kale is, again, a protege. Just from what we've seen so far, I was kind of like, you know, yeah, okay, Caulifla, you've been saying that Kale's a protege and she's like weak and you know, scared all the time and just a disappointment essentially. But in the last couple episodes, she's really last 2 episodes essentially, she really showed herself. She's transformed into this controlled Super Saiyan Berserker sort of form, the mid form that Broly gets. And she's also starting to learn how to control the Berserker form, which I'm hoping that still there's a certain sense of Berserker. If she keeps going and pushing her limits, she gets even crazier and crazier. I think that would be awesome. But if she learned how to control that mid form perfectly, flawlessly, and pushing aspects and huge amounts of energy from the Super Saiyan Berserker transformation into attacks, into her hands, into her feet to make herself go faster, things like that. Like just like we saw, like the little circles of energy going around her legs and making her kind of expand a little bit. I feel like that'd be pretty cool to show. And actually, we have a show that is on air right now, My Hero Academia, that kind of is pushing that, with the main character having this power one for all, that whenever he uses it, he goes all out and breaks limbs, but he's pushing it in certain areas. And I don't want to spoil anything that goes later on in season 2, but you know, that's kind of the focus of it. And so I think that'd be really cool, mimicking that to Kale and having her mid-tier transformation, the one you're seeing on the thumbnail, having that each individual attack or parts of her body, she can draw the energy of all Berserker and put it in there. But if she goes too much overboard, then she goes into that Berserker form, and that's when she, you know, has overdid it a little bit. Eventually, I think they should do the Super Saiyan God ritual with her as well, just like they did with Cabba. Just like if they don't go Super Saiyan 4, they do with Caulifla. Cabba gets red, Caulifla gets blue. I think it would be fucking awesome if Kale becomes or attains a Kale God form. That's right. I haven't talked much about it, but there is a ride over there in Japan. I believe it's in Universal. It's a 4D ride where you see and witness Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta face Broly, but Broly transforms into a Broly God form, where he kind of looks like a mixture between Super Saiyan God Broly and Super Saiyan 3 Broly, and he looks pretty badass. I think that if Kale transforms into a god, I feel like that, a mimicked version of that for her, should be what she attains. And from there on, this conversation about the Kale god form, I think that should be in a different video, because I have a lot to say about that, and this video is already getting extremely long, but I think that's the direction they should go. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think should happen for the Universe 6 Saiyans if they survive the Tournament of Power. Let me know in the comments below. Drop me a like if you like my video. That's going to be Dragon Ball Black, signing off.